The rusty swing set stood alone, a skeletal silhouette against the dying light. Upon it sat Maya, a wisp of a girl with eyes too big for her frail frame. She was a fragile thing, often lost in the bustling household of her large family. The beach was her sanctuary, the rhythmic creak of the swing, her only solace. Maya pushed off the ground, her feet dragging in the sand. The wind, cool and damp against her skin, carried the scent of salt and something else, something ancient and unknown. The sun, a fiery orb sinking into the vast expanse of the sea, painted the sky in hues of orange and purple. Shadows stretched long and thin, twisting familiar shapes into monstrous figures. The sea, usually a vibrant turquoise, had taken on a steely gray, mirroring the approaching twilight. Waves crashed against the shore, their rhythmic roar a constant lullaby in the gathering darkness. Maya closed her eyes, her small chest rising and falling in time with the ocean's breath. A whisper, faint and ethereal, slithered through the air. Maya's eyes snapped open. She looked around, her heart pounding against her ribs. The beach was deserted, the only movement the swaying of the palm trees in the wind. "Hello?" she called out, her voice thin and reedy. Only the echo of the waves answered her. The fog rolled in like a phantom tide, silent and swift. It swirled around Maya's feet, cold and clammy against her skin. The air grew heavy, thick with the smell of brine and something else, something akin to decaying seaweed and forgotten dreams. The swing set, once a silhouette against the dying light, was now consumed by the encroaching mist. Maya felt a chill run down her spine, a primal fear gripping her heart. She wanted to run, to seek the warmth and safety of her home, but her limbs felt heavy, anchored to the swing by an invisible force. Through the swirling fog, shapes began to emerge. Tall and slender, with limbs that flowed like seaweed in a current, they glided towards her. Their eyes glowed with an eerie luminescence, the only source of light in the thickening fog. Fear, sharp and cold, shot through Maya. She wanted to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. She was frozen, trapped in the gaze of these ethereal beings. They moved with an otherworldly grace, their forms shifting and swirling like the fog itself. One of the figures, taller than the others, reached out a hand towards Maya. Its touch was unexpectedly warm, a stark contrast to the chilling fog. A strange sense of peace washed over her, calming the fear that raged within. She looked into its eyes, those glowing orbs filled with an ancient sadness and a longing that resonated deep within her soul. For the first time in her life, Maya felt seen, understood. These creatures, these beings of mist and moonlight, saw past her frailty, past the neglect she often felt from her family. They saw her, the lonely girl on the swing, and they offered her solace, a place where she truly belonged. The following morning, the fog had lifted, revealing a beach bathed in sunlight. But the swing set stood empty, swaying gently in the breeze. Maya's family, their initial indifference replaced with panic, searched frantically for their missing daughter. Fishermen combed the shore, their faces etched with worry. Mothers clutched their children close, whispering prayers for the lost girl's safe return. But Maya was gone, vanished without a trace. The swing set creaked mournfully in the wind, a silent testament to her disappearance. Days turned into weeks, hope fading with each passing sunset. The villagers whispered of the strange fog, of the eerie glow they had seen emanating from the beach that night. Some spoke of ancient legends, of spirits that roamed the shores, luring unsuspecting souls to their watery graves. The swing set remained empty, a constant reminder of the girl who had vanished. Her family, their hearts heavy with grief and unanswered questions, eventually moved away, leaving behind the echoes of their loss. The beach, once a place of joy and laughter, was now shrouded in an unsettling silence. Years passed, and the story of Maya's disappearance faded into local folklore. children were warned to stay away from the beach after dark, lest they too be taken by the spirits of the sea. The rusty swing set, weathered by time and salt spray, became a haunting reminder of the town's lost daughter. But on foggy nights, when the wind carried the scent of brine and something ancient and unknown, villagers swore they could hear the faintest of whispers coming from the beach. Whispers that spoke of a young girl, her laughter echoing through the mist as she swung high above the sand, her spectral companions by her side. The legend of the Sea's Bride took root, a tale whispered around flickering oil lamps on stormy nights. It was said that the sea, in its vastness and loneliness, sometimes chose a bride, a soul pure and untainted by the world's harshness. Maya, with her gentle spirit and her yearning for belonging, had been chosen. The spirits in the fog were her escort, guiding her to her ethereal bridegroom. She was the sea's bride, forever bound to the ocean's embrace. The town, forever marked by Maya's disappearance, lived with a constant undercurrent of unease. The sea, once a source of livelihood and recreation, was now viewed with a mixture of awe and fear. The beach, once bustling with life, was often deserted, the silence broken only by the mournful cry of gulls and the rhythmic roar of the waves. The rusty swing set stood as a silent sentinel, a constant reminder of the delicate line between the world of the living and the realm of the unknown. And so, the tale of the Sea's Bride became a cautionary lullaby, a story to keep children close and to remind the townsfolk of the sea's capricious nature. But for some, the legend held a bittersweet solace. Maya, the lonely girl who had found solace only in the rhythmic creak of a swing set, was finally home, embraced by the sea's vastness, her laughter echoing through the fog, a ghostly whisper on the wind. She was the sea's bride, forever young, forever free.